Hi, there's Leslie Stokes with the Mining Clips today, and I'm downtown Vancouver at the Sprott conference, and I have Brien Lundin here with me with the Gold Newsletter. And you're a bit of a gold bug, I believe. You know all about gold.
I would say so, yeah. With the publication called Gold Newsletter. And,
yeah, it kind of says it all.
Yeah, and the oldest gold-oriented investment conference in the world. Yeah, I would say I'm a bit of a gold bug.
Definitely. Well, what do you think are some of the drivers right now with gold, and what are some catalysts going forward?
You know, you can analyze the gold market and look for catalysts and try and do that kind of fundamental bottom-up analysis, but sometimes you just have to look at the market and say it wants to go up. You know, when we had indications of higher inflation, then investors started to look at it and say, well, finally going to get that retail price inflation that all this monetary reflation will have created. We were waiting for all these years, and so then people bought gold. Then we started to get lower inflation numbers, and the traders looked at that and said, lower inflation, the Fed is probably going to hold off or slow down their tightening progress, so let's buy gold. So it seems like every bit of new information that comes in the market is being interpreted bullishly for gold and bearishly for the dollar. So sometimes you just have to look at the market and say gold's seeing something, and it wants to rise. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're kind of going through the summer doldrums right now. We're about to get into a better seasonal trend for gold. But right now, it just seems like gold wants to hold its own and kind of creep higher, and the dollar wants to go lower. So it's hard to argue with that.
Right. So right now, where are you kind of putting your bets on? What companies?
You know, I really like, and kind of contrary to what I just said, I really like some exploration plays out there, and I've been recommending those in Gold Newsletter. The thing that's happened is we bottomed out in gold, bottomed out in this sector in early 2016, and all of a sudden all these companies started being able to refill their coffers and get some money and get ready to get back to work. We saw some of that work being done last year, but this year a lot of companies are actively drilling high-profile, really good targets. And there are going to be some nice discoveries in there. In the last issue, our July issue of Gold Newsletter, I outlined about a half dozen of them and said I told our readers you need to buy these. One of them was GT Gold.
Oh,
and of course that's hit, and that's worked out very well. Yeah. There are a few other ones out there that we're recommending that I think are also very well positioned.
Could you
it's a feeling that was your next question. I like Tower Resources. They have 3 really nice targets they're drilling right now, and in this season they just had a nice hit that proved their model on Rabbit North, one of their kind of archaic porphyry targets, and they have 2 other properties that I like just as well that are going to be drilled this season. So I like Tower.
And that's here in BC?
That's here in BC, yes. And I like Klondike Gold over in the Yukon. They have they've been getting some really good results. They announced some good results recently, and you and I were talking earlier about that, actually. You really like their targets as well, and the fact that they kind of figured out that model.
Yeah, because, we were just up there for the Yukon Mining Alliance in Dawson City. Yeah. So I was visiting Peter Tallman, President and CEO of Klondike, and was looking at some of their core. And I had looked at the core the year before. So, stepping back a year before, looking at their core versus this year, it's definitely looking very interesting.
Yeah, and they're gaining an understanding now, and they know where to look to find not just the high-grade, narrow, quartz-hosted mineralization, but what the controlling structures are for broader intersections and more disseminated gold. It really is, because it's one of those things. Again, you have all of that placer production over the decades and decades in historic districts, and everybody's trying to find, well, where did this gold come from? Right. And it looks like, at least in that area, they have a good lead on it. So,
they're the first ones to actually have a good lead on it.
Yeah, really, huh?
Yes, we got to stay tuned. Well, thank you so much, Brien. Really appreciate it.
Wonderful talking with you.
Yeah, you too.